fighting's here. The fighting's
Said. What's going on, everybody? Eric here, also known as Shard, with 302 Birds post-game show. And we're not happy tonight because in a very winnable game, they look like absolute crap. Absolute crap. I'm a little bit irritated tonight. I think tonight's show is going to be a little bit more of a rant. But what the heck? So Phillies lose tonight. Phillies looked absolutely terrible tonight, dude. I don't know what happened. That was an epitome.
Yeah, it was not good. I will be the first person to say that. At the same time, we're probably going to do something a little different tonight. You can rant. I'll play devil's advocate. It definitely could have been worse. Bunch of shit went wrong. Not going to lie. Nola had a good first 2 innings. After that, it just wasn't there. The bats weren't there really all game. Started to heat up a little bit at the end. Nick's looking like he's starting to come out of a little bit of a slump. When I say a little bit, probably the biggest slump that he's had in his entire career at this point. Stott's starting to hit. Everything is okay. We'll just put it at that for right now. Everything is okay.
I mean, obviously they're going to have a game where they lose. You can't win them all. But at the same time, I'm a selfish fan. And I just feel like this game, honestly, was very winnable. I mean, you had bases loaded when Kyle came up and you only got 1 run out of that. So, I don't know. I get it. I get you're not going to win every game, whatever. But again, I feel like this was a very easy sweep and very easy win. It was only a 2-game series.
Right.
And you split. So, whatever. But getting into our first topic, me personally, I think Nola looked a little bit shaky tonight. He went 5.2 innings pitched, let up 9 hits, 4 runs, 4 earned runs. No home runs today, which was surprising. Didn't walk anybody. Had 7 strikeouts, but his ERA is at 3.67.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't his best start. It was definitely better than his last one. The first 2 innings, he looked good. He looked like he was commanding. The velocity was there. 3rd inning, I think, Jensen had that shot over Harper's head. Everything kind of went downhill after that. Bichette had one after him. I'm okay with it. I'm going to tell you the same thing I told you after the last Nola outing. I think it was against, who was it? Angels, maybe? Could 100% be wrong.
Against the last outing was against the Giants.
Oh, the Giants, okay. He looked like he was against the Giants. I don't know if he's turning into a Wheeler type of guy with routine, quote unquote, with the way they pitched, Sanchez and Turnbull yesterday. Who knows? It could go either way for him. I'm hoping that he's just going to, shake this off, go back to it. But at the same time, look what happened last year, right? We had a guy all year do exactly what he did today. So that's definitely concerning. It's 2 back-to-back starts for him right now. But there's enough leverage in the left in the rotation right now. Suarez, Wheeler, it's okay. We're good. This shit like this is going to happen. 162 games, you can't win them all. It is what it is, and I'd rather lose these bullshit games early.
Yeah, I mean, again, I'd rather lose these bullshit games early too. I mean, and I'm not discrediting, what you say. I'm selfish. I'm selfish. I want to win these games early. I just the Braves are right behind us. I want to be as far up ahead as we can. And yeah, I mean, this absolutely sucks, but like you said, better to kind of get it out of the way now than later down the stretch. And I think next we play the Marlins. So again, I mean, knock on wood, that should be an easy series, but we'll see. I mean, Marlins always are kind of like a sneaky team when we play them. So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, and you have Suarez going Friday night, so that's a hell of a start to the entire series too.
Is he going Friday night?
Yeah.
My boy.
So if there's a light at the end of the tunnel after the game today, there's that. But
Ranger, is that you? What are you doing here?
But at the same time, Bassett looked really good today. His stuff was on point.
Okay,
I know he's not a Cy Young guy. He's not the number 1 guy in the rotation. I get it. He's very good apparently against the Phillies. I was just looking. I think he's 5. This is his 5th start, and I think he's had a 1.66 through his tenure going against the Phillies. It is what it is. They just didn't have it today. They left guys on. Harper left the bases loaded in, I think, the third. They left Castellanos on after his double. They left the bases loaded at the end. It just wasn't the day.
Yeah, I mean, I think we said it a couple times earlier. It's like random because we make guys who are absolute shit look like Cy Young winners, and
Right.
it's annoying. It's so annoying.
Right. So speaking of that, I found something last night of what we've been talking about. Of the Phillies don't play good pitchers. They don't play anybody good. Everything is just shit. Phillies fans are overreacting. That's bullshit. So here's some notable pitchers who have been smacked by the Phillies. Ready? Reyes, 8 earned runs. Logan Webb had 4 in 6 innings. Dylan Cease had 5 earned runs. Joe Musgrove is still a very good pitcher, had 7. Nick Loduto had 3. Hunter Green had 4. And Garrett Crochet, one of the highest strikeouts in baseball, had 7. So say what you want. Stuff plus is something that I look at because, I'm just a nerd for baseball together. The Phillies have faced the toughest pitchers in the league for any hitting team so far. So say what you want. Braves fans, have fun. Talk your shit. I'm sure we'd be doing the same exact thing at this point.
Yeah, I mean, it goes both ways. I can't really, fault anybody. But again, I'm not a Nola hater, but like I don't know. I feel like
I think the way it is with Nola is it's either you're all in on Nola or you just have no. I don't get it. It's just he's there or he's not there. He's not as consistent, and that's really what concerns me after that big ass contract that he signs.
I just think if anybody else pitched,
they would have won today. Yeah, but I think you said it last night. They would score 10 or plus runs the night before, and the next day they're shit.
Yeah, I mean, I was expecting it. I mean, I guess I got my hopes up because when we did that 14-15 run game against the Giants, we came out the next day looking hot.
Right.
But I called it last night. I said they were probably going to come out looking like shit today, and what do you know? They look like shit. So
right side of pitching while we're still on it. Sir Anthony, he had a good inning. What was it? An inning, a strikeout, a walk, no runs. Kirkring did give up a run, but that was I think it's the second run that he's given up this year. So Strom looked good. Even Ruiz at the end looked good. But I like the spot that Thompson put Dominguez in of, hey, we're only down by, 2 or 3 at that time. You have been in a shitty spot recently. Just go out there. He was pitching, 100, 101. I'm good with it. Today was just a shit day, but there's definitely some, good stuff from today as well.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is, but, we're still going to keep on with the negatives, unfortunately. But the bats were absolutely fucking cold today. Let's go ahead and look through. I want to pull this up just so everybody can see. Let's go ahead and look through everything today. So, again, final score 5-3. We're looking here at the batters. Schwarber up 3 times, no hits. Realmuto up 4 times, 1 hit. Harper 4 times, 0 hits. Bone 4-1. Marsh 4-1. Casti actually surprised me today. I think he had a double and a single.
Yep.
So he was 4-2. Stott 2-1. Nothing. Clemens, he pinched hit. He had 2-0. Rojas 2-1. And then Merrifield pinched hit and was 2-0. So even you're putting in your bench guys here, and they can't freaking hit. So I mean, I think all around today it was just an off day. And me and a couple buddies, we're talking about this. I honestly think when they have day games, it throws them off.
Yeah, 100%. This entire team is apparently a routine type of team. And at the same time, you're talking about the bats. This is a team that gets on base. I think they're second in the league in getting on base right now. There was 2 walks in the entire day. So that's one of the things. They're just swinging at shitty pitches. They're looking at, shit. I will say, and I'll say it for the second time of, the last 2 days, the umpire behind the plate was absolute garbage. It was probably one of the most inconsistent games of the entire year. Granted, that doesn't, give up the Nola runs or not hitting every single pitch that was inside the zone. But it was just one of those days.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's concerning to me in a sense because I don't want a repeat of last postseason, when the bats went cold. Granted, It's only in the beginning of the season, so they have plenty of time to fix it. And it's not like last season where, they were coming out super shitty at the start of last season, and it was like, okay, when are they going to fix things? I think the only concerns I have right now with this team are, first of all, base running. I think they need to work on base running because there's certain times, which this has been an issue since, last season.
As far as I can remember with this team.
Their base running, it concerns me just because there's times where you can perfectly steal a base and you're timing it wrong.
Right.
And if you can time it up right, that's an easy stolen base.
Yeah. What was it? I think it was the Giants series. Marsh literally was practically at second base by the time they even threw the ball. I think everything's just going to come. Today was the day. You're not going to play the Blue Jays, if not, for the rest of the year. Chalk it up. Come back out with Suarez on Friday. Beat the shit out of the Marlins. That's the only way you can get over something like this.
Yeah.
It's not like this team wasn't, pissed off after this win either. Harper's swinging the bat and throwing it into the dugout, almost, knocked out Bobby Dickerson. And then you got Schwarber talking after the game that they're all pissed. So it's good to actually hear that after the game too. That hey, we had a 7-game winning streak. It is what it is. No, like these guys are pissed. They know that.
Yeah, but with Kyle though, he put it perfectly. Again, like you and I said at the beginning of the show, you can't win them all. That's exactly what he said.
Right.
He said we go into each game with a mindset expecting to win, but he's like, sometimes that just doesn't happen. He's like, sometimes we just come out looking like crap, and he's like, we just got to fix that. He's like, if we can fix it, then we're fine.
Yeah, that's all it is. Very, very small sample size to be that upset so far.
Yeah, but not a lot to really talk about in this game. So with our next topic, we're going to kind of transition into something that came up about last night's game. But that is that Trea Turner actually in that grand slam last night with Bryce Harper. Trea seems to be mentoring a lot of the guys right now while he's out. There was a report that came out earlier today, and I'm going to pull it up here on my phone real quick. But apparently Trea kind of looked at Harper's 2021 MVP season and was kind of giving him tips on how he can get back to that. And if I'm looking at it here, so Trea Turner recently pointed something out to Bryce Harper about his swing after watching film of Harper's 2021 MVP season. It's amazing how this team right now works so well together in communicating. They seem to pick up on tendencies together. If you remember 2 years ago, when Bohm had that home run, I think it was in the postseason, Harper kind of called Bohm over, and we don't know what he said. But
do you think he actually said anything?
I think so. He has to, because even in the postgame interview, he got asked. He was like, "What did you say to Bohm?" And he's like, "I'm not going to tell." But he's like, "I did say something."
I honestly don't think he said anything. I think he just called him over to scare the shit out of the pitcher. I'm still sticking with that one.
I think he said something. I don't know. Because, I think, honestly, during that game, the pitcher was kind of tipping his pitches.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I get it.
So, because, if you look at that game, and you look at who was pitching, and then you look at the hits that we got, after Harper said something to Bohm, and then the guys after that, they were hitting.
Yeah.
They were rolling. So, I do think the pitcher was tipping his pitches. But regardless, I love the chemistry with this team and how they're always, working to boost each other up,
right?
Instead of tear each other down. Because you remember when Bryce Harper was on the Nationals and he was having fights in the dugouts with other players. Because who was it?
Who literally just
that's who it was.
Who put out a tweet like 2 days ago that says this is the guy the MLB needs. And when I tell you that is the biggest crock of bullshit in the entire world, I don't believe that whatsoever. That was just something that happened. Somebody hacked into his Twitter. That did not come from Jonathan Papelbon.
You think so?
No.
Because didn't they grab each other's throats and they were
that was a full out
at each other?
That was a full out thing. If I remember correctly, Harper said to Papelbon, "Why don't you throw something correctly?" or something along those lines, and Papelbon just lost it because the hot that he is. But I was never a Papelbon fan. Still not a Papelbon fan. I think he's a dick, but I don't believe that's tweet whatsoever.
Hey, whatever. If you can clear up some beef and you got a guy rooting for you now,
yeah,
go for it. It's extra motivation.
Yeah, but now going back to what you're saying about this team and the leadership style and all these guys just being there for each other, it's the same thing we talked about in the postseason last year, right? You have Bryce Harper giving his bat to Cody Clemens yesterday, and Cody Clemens hitting a home run.
That's my bat.
Yeah, that's just shit you don't see with every team, right? This is a family, and I think it just boils down to they know what each other needs to do individually, and they know how to bring it together as a team. And I don't see anything that, can go wrong with this. I think this is a huge thing that a lot of other teams don't have. And I think it's something that you don't see that often either.
Yeah, I mean, I can't think of a team right now. Granted, I don't really watch a lot of other teams. I only really care about the Phillies, but
Right.
I don't really think there's another team right now that has the chemistry that the Phillies have.
No,
in my opinion. There might be. I'm just not too knowledgeable about other teams, but to me, there's no other team that has the chemistry that the Phillies have.
No, and it's this is the same team that's been here for the last 3 years, right? Like they literally brought back the entire team practically minus one or two for the last 3 years. A lot of people bitched about that, but I think that's their strongest thing. And with that, the biggest difference from 22 to 23 to 24 is this team is tough, right? It's the grit. They have a mentality that they know they have a chip on their shoulder, that people are rooting against them again. That's what's different about this team. And like having a guy like Trea come in there and be like, hey, going up to what could be one of the best players in baseball right now, saying, something's off. This is what I noticed. Why don't you try something? And then he has a grand slam. So a leader saying shit like that, and then another leader taking that advice. You don't get that all the time with a guy who's making $30, $40, $50 million a year either.
That's what I mean, not even just the Phillies. I mean, even with, just Philly sports teams in general, I just love the mentality that our teams have, like Eagles, Sixers, whatever. I love how guys come here, and whether you're a veteran, whether you're a rookie, there's just a sense of community between everybody. I mean, you got Eagles supporting Sixers. You got Phillies supporting Eagles.
Right.
You got guys that are mentoring the younger guys. Younger guys are taking that advice and running with it. I mean, that's my favorite thing about Philly sports is that we just have a sense of community, a sense of togetherness, and everybody just loves to be here. Once you start playing here, you just love to be here.
Yeah, because I think people, if you understand that you're not going to win a championship every year, it's not the end of the world. It is the end of the world at the same time. I know a lot of people would hate to hear that, but if you work hard, you're putting the grind in, you're sweating, you're putting your blood, sweat, and tears in, that's all the city asks for, and hopefully something good comes at the end of it, right? At the same time, that's what these teams are doing. Granted, the Sixers, I'm not going to get into that because that's my Sixers podcast. But
I think the Sixers will bounce back next season, but granted, I mean, we'll see.
Yeah, more of like a 3-year turnaround for that, but here we are. But no, this city is resilient because I think the biggest thing that people know is when you come into the city, you're expected to work hard, you're expected to produce, and then at the same time, if you don't produce and you're not working hard, you're going to be let known that that's what's going on.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, like, if you don't put in the work, you don't put in the mentality, whatever. But if you don't do that, then you're going to be booed out of the city. So whatever. I mean, shit happens. I'm just, I'm appreciative that we have guys that can step up to the plate and do what they need to do, even when they're not on the field.
Right.
But going into our, final topic, kind of wrapping up the show, looking ahead. So, unfortunately, 2 streaks came to an end tonight. Which fucking sucks.
Yeah.
It seems like the Phillies love to end their winning streaks at 7 because we had a earlier streak in the beginning of this season at 7, and then we just ended another one at 7 tonight. So, whatever. But I will say, both those streaks come to an end. There's always a time that you can start a new streak as well. But looking ahead, we have an off day tomorrow, so that's just a travel day. They do play the Marlins going into this weekend up until Sunday. Monday into Thursday, they have, again, it's fucking weird. I don't know why they're doing that. Yeah. They have the 2-2 series, so they're going to play 2 at New York at Citi Field. They'll play 2 here at CBP, which, again, that's so weird. So
yeah,
they don't have a break day in between. So I guess they're just going to take the SEPTA up or the train, right?
Who knows? Yeah, probably. Yeah, probably take the buses up.
That's what the Sixers do. They just take the train. They take the Amtrak.
Yeah. Well, besides Pete and Maxey, not many people are going to recognize who the hell's on the team. So.
Yeah. So I mean, I think that's so weird, but whatever. They're playing a 4-game series against the Mets. So 2 there, 2 here. Then it's the Nationals. So it looks like we have back-to-back division rivals, and then we're going into the Rangers. Like I said last night, I'm really not worried about any of the division rivals right now. I think, honestly, our division rivals, knock on wood, I think our division rivals, besides the Braves, are absolute trash. But, again, Marlins are a really sneaky team. But, they got rid of Luis. They don't really have any good pitchers. I think their pitchers right now are, from my understanding, a bunch of rookies.
Yeah.
But the thing with rookies, especially with the Phillies team, and I don't know if you've ever noticed this, when it's a pitcher that they've never seen before, they
look pretty damn good out there.
I think they suck.
No. The pitchers look good, not the Phillies.
Okay. Yeah, I thought you meant the Phillies.
No, we're on the same page. It was the same day with Mason Black over the weekend. The only reason why he even got rocked is because, Bob Melvin can't manage a baseball game in Philadelphia.
No, but, we'll see what happens. The Mets, again, it's the Mets. The Mets can be up by 3 runs, and they're still going to blow the lead.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I think the only teams that I'm worried about, and again, this is towards the end of the month, Nationals are a really sneaky young team, and then the Rangers are defending World Series champions. So we'll see what happens with that.
5 against the A's today. Mason Miller, 5 strikeouts to end the game.
You said what? I'm sorry?
Mason Miller, 5 strikeouts to end the game.
That's the guy you were praising the other night, right?
I won him in pinstripes so bad.
We'll see. My whole thing with the trade deadline is, and I've been seeing a lot of this going back and forth online. If our team right now is healthy and we're winning games and, getting through the season, why trade? But then again, it's like you want to set yourself up for the future as well. So I can see Dave maybe making a splash towards the trade deadline, but we'll see. Dave is Dave.
One thing that did concern me, I was watching that game after the Phillies game ended, after post-game, but they were talking about the Dodgers being interested in Mason Miller. So if that's your competition to go out and get him, go get Mason Miller so he doesn't end up on the Dodgers.
Dude, the Dodgers are so fucking annoying.
Yeah.
They just, hey, we're going to sign everybody, but we're going to defer all your money until, 2028 or whatever?
Why not? So we'll just have to deal with that shit while all of our guys are in the prime and then have to deal with that afterwards.
But that's that's the thing, because the Phillies offered Yamamoto, I think, the most amount of money out of every team, but Yamamoto wanted, which we all knew this from the beginning, because he straight up said it, when he was being interviewed, he wanted to play with Shohei, which I can't blame him. They're both Japanese players, so it's familiarity to him, just because he is new to the American League and he's coming from Japan. So whatever. But yeah, I hope that, I don't know. I'm on the fence. Dave can either make a splash and make us all happy, or Dave won't do shit, and we'll see how that affects the team.
Yeah, because let's be honest, this is the first year, if everything that is going well now continues to go well, this is going to be the first time in a long while that we go into a trade deadline with a above 500 team, with a solid roster, with a good, rotation. Bullpen is probably that part that you need, but Rodolfo Castro was the guy that they got at the deadline last year, and everybody was, head over heels for that. So
is he even
I don't even know where he is. He might be in AAA with Lehigh.
Hold on, I'm curious.
I think he is.
Castro. Where is he playing right now? He's playing in the Iron Pigs right now.
So that's what
I was going to say. I haven't.
You're going to go get him? Go get a big name. Why not?
I was going to say, I haven't seen him in a while, but that's a guy that, what was he on, the Pirates, and he was running the bases with his phone, and it fell out of his pocket right in front of the umpire.
I'm pretty sure that was him.
So,
and that's who everyone was very happy to go out and get.
But yeah, what's up, Sam? What's up, boys? Tough one today, but you can't win them all. Yeah, can't win them all. Whatever. Shit happens.
At least you were there for the game last night and get a win last night.
I blame ESPN. They posted something earlier saying we were on pace for 114 wins. So
yeah,
113 now.
Well, you saw the shit that happened yesterday with MLB Network and Yamamoto, right?
Oh, the no-hitter thing? Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
But that's announcer jinx is such a real thing, and it always happens.
Such a real thing. The same thing happened in Turnbull. They didn't say it, but they put the little, thing in the ticker, and then next pitch they get a hit.
But when you watch NBC Philadelphia, right? Tom McCarthy and Kruk do the same shit, but my thing with Kruk is like Kruk doesn't have a jinx. Kruk is a predictor.
Yes.
Like you ever watch NBC Philadelphia? Kruk's like, oh, this shit's gonna happen, and then it fucking happens. I fucking love Kruk, and I love when I met him because I made fun of him. Him and I were having a conversation. I think it was the beginning of the season when he was telling Tom about I don't know if I ever told you this story, Brendan, but at the beginning of the season, Kruk and Tom were talking, and he's like, Tom, if we ever have a son, we'll name him Malachi. They were
yes, I do remember that. I remember that conversation. Yeah.
So when I met Kruk, this was at the City Connect reveal. I asked him, I said, so when are you and McCarthy going to be, expecting your son? He was like, as soon as Tom gets off the road, we're getting to work. So guy's an absolute treasure. I fucking love Kruk.
The best thing about watching Phillies baseball to me, besides for, the winning right now, is John Kruk. And then even on the flip side, listening to, LA and Fransky, you can't beat this team. Like from the top to the bottom, from, front of the house to the back. I love this team. I got nothing else about that.
Yeah. I mean, to all the people that think Kruk and McCarthy suck, fuck you. I'd rather watch them other than, ESPN and Apple TV because those announcers are absolute trash and they love to hate on the Phillies. But
I will die for John Kruk. Let's just put it out there. Anybody that says John Kruk is a horrible announcer doesn't know shit about baseball, doesn't know shit about the Phillies, doesn't know shit about shit. So fuck you. John Kruk is the GOAT. John Kruk is a national treasure.
Yeah, but to kind of close out the show, like this is a new segment that we've been doing the past couple of nights. To close out, we have hot takes. I don't know if I really have any hot takes tonight. I mean, I think the only hot take that I can see is I can really see if Bryce can take Turner's advice and adjust his swing. I can see Bryce maybe, going for a run on another MVP season.
Yeah, no, I get that 100%. And imagine both of them hot at the same time. We really haven't seen Harper and Turner hot during the regular season. So just imagine that. That hasn't happened yet. This team only has 12 losses, and that can put this team in a whole nother category, in my opinion.
Is it only 12 losses right now?
Yes.
I'm on such like a winning high right now that this loss today just like absolutely.
No, dude, I was getting really prepared for the show, and I was like, I forget what it's like to lose. Like, can we smile during this? Are we allowed to joke? Or are we supposed to just like mourn the loss?
Yeah, I mean, again, shit happens, but yeah, I mean that's kind of all we have for you. Phillies lose 5-3. They kind of showed signs of life there in the 9th inning. I believe, what was it? Casti had a hit. I think Bohm got on base, had a single.
Started with Bohm, then Marsh, then Casti, and Stott knocked him in.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens. I mean, off day tomorrow, so can't really have a day to reset and see. I do think, though, I mean, Rangers on the mound on Friday, so I think, dude's an absolute stud. My favorite pitcher in the entire MLB. Best pitcher in the MLB, in my opinion. But, yeah, I mean, always a good outing when he's on the mound. And I'm expecting, if you want another hot take, I'm expecting him to have 10 or more strikeouts.
I was going to say 12. That was my one for the night was Rangers Suarez is going to have no more than 1 earned run, 12 strikeouts. And I think he's going to go at least 7 in a third.
I think Rangers going to break some kind of pitching record on Friday. I can see it.
Yeah, why not?
But on that note, that's all we have for you tonight. And we'll end you on a positive note. So Eric and Brendan signing off. And Ranger, go ahead. Take us out, buddy.